When people think of war, they imagine soldiers, tanks, and fighter jets. But many of the most important wars in modern history are fought very differently. Sometimes, the world's most powerful country doesn't send its own troops at all. Instead, pause. It sends money, weapons, intelligence, technology, and suddenly, conflicts thousands of miles away become deeply connected to American strategy. This raises an important question. Curious, why would the United States fund wars it doesn't directly fight? Why support conflicts without deploying large armies? Is this a strategy to maintain global influence? A way to weaken rivals? Or simply a way to avoid the costs of direct war? In this documentary, we explore the geopolitical logic behind a strategy that has shaped modern global politics. Because sometimes the most powerful weapon in war, exhales, is not the soldier, it's the sponsor. Throughout history, powerful nations have often preferred indirect conflict over direct confrontation. Direct war between great powers can be extremely destructive, especially in the nuclear age. After World War II, global politics changed dramatically. Two superpowers emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union. Both possessed nuclear weapons, and both understood that a direct war could destroy civilization. So instead, they fought indirectly, supporting allies, funding resistance movements, backing governments in strategic regions. This approach became known as proxy warfare. Rather than fighting each other directly, great powers supported opposing sides in conflicts around the world. This strategy allowed them to compete for influence while avoiding a catastrophic global war. During the Cold War, proxy wars became a central part of global strategy. Conflicts in Asia, Africa, and Latin America often involved local forces supported by external powers. In many cases, the United States provided funding, weapons, and training to allied governments. At the same time, the Soviet Union supported opposing factions. This dynamic turned regional conflicts into global strategic competitions. One of the most famous examples occurred in Afghanistan during the 1980s. When Soviet forces entered Afghanistan, the United States supported Afghan resistance groups. Instead of sending large numbers of American troops, Washington provided weapons and financial assistance. This strategy placed pressure on the Soviet military while avoiding a direct superpower war. After the Soviet Union collapsed, the global balance of power changed. The United States emerged as the dominant superpower. For a time, Washington relied more on direct military interventions. Conflicts in places like Iraq and Afghanistan involved large numbers of American troops. But these wars revealed a difficult truth. Direct military occupation is extremely costly. It requires massive financial resources. It creates long-term political challenges, and it can lead to prolonged conflicts. Over time, American strategists began reconsidering how the U.S. should project power abroad. Modern warfare is expensive. Large-scale military operations require enormous logistical support. Deploying troops overseas involves transportation, supply chains, and long-term commitments. Wars in the Middle East cost the United States trillions of dollars. They also required decades of military presence. For many policymakers, this raised an important question. Is there a way to influence conflicts without carrying the full burden of fighting them? Funding allies became one possible answer. By supporting partners already involved in a conflict, the United States could shape outcomes without committing massive forces. Funding wars through allies provides several strategic advantages. First, it reduces political risk at home. Deploying American troops often triggers domestic debate, but providing financial or military assistance to partners is usually less controversial. Second, it allows local forces to take the lead in fighting. Local troops understand the terrain, language, and cultural dynamics better than foreign armies. Third, indirect support can limit escalation. Direct war between major powers could trigger a global conflict. Proxy support helps avoid that scenario. In recent years, indirect military support has become a central tool of American foreign policy. One example involves support for countries facing external threats. Instead of deploying large numbers of American troops, the United States often provides weapon systems, training programs, intelligence-sharing economic assistance. This strategy allows allies to strengthen their own defense capabilities. At the same time, it helps maintain regional balances of power. Another important factor is the network of American alliances. Organizations such as North Atlantic Treaty Organization allow the United States to coordinate security policies with partner nations. Through these alliances, military aid can be shared across multiple countries. This spreads the cost of supporting conflicts. It also creates stronger collective deterrence. Instead of acting alone, the United States works with allies to support partners in conflict zones. While funding wars has advantages, it also carries risks. Proxy conflicts can become prolonged and unpredictable. Local actors may pursue their own agendas, and external support can sometimes escalate violence rather than resolve it. Another challenge is accountability. When wars are fought indirectly, it becomes harder to control how resources are used. These complexities make proxy warfare a delicate strategic tool. Today, global politics is entering a new era of competition between major powers. Countries like China and Russia are expanding their global influence. In this environment, indirect strategies may become even more important. Supporting allies and partners allows the United States to counter rivals without direct confrontation. This approach fits a world where large-scale wars between nuclear powers must be avoided. Throughout history, great powers have searched for ways to influence global events without risking catastrophic war. Funding conflicts through allies is one of those strategies. It allows powerful nations to shape outcomes while limiting their own exposure. But it also raises important questions about the future of warfare. Will indirect conflicts become the dominant form of global competition? Or will great powers eventually confront each other directly again? The answer will shape the geopolitics of the 21st century, and it will determine how nations pursue power in an increasingly complex world. If you want more deep geopolitical analysis like this, subscribe to Ameriscope, because in the next documentary, we will explore another major question shaping global politics: the future of power, strategy, and international conflict.